Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing well. Now I'm part way through, if not nearly completed, with doing the side event, and there's a lot of things to kind of break down before I go into that final fight there. There's been some big surprises that I didn't even know that was happening, and that is like the Sinister 6 assignments, which does add in some extra totals when it comes to the rewards and the shards. Like, you just look here, there's like an extra volume on. I'm going to do some totals a little bit later on today, and especially consider the fact that these may actually be a regular 7-day thing, which adds on more Cavalier Crystal Shards that you can get. And going back to some of my info, it's like, Kabam are rotters, aren't they? They lied to me. You lied to me, Kabam. How dare you lie to me and not tell me things? So yeah, like, it was completely out of surprise. You can see on screen now, I'm just scraping? Scrolling through some of the information from the events that Kabam posted, even like in the in-game message, there's nothing there. Talking about Sinister Synergy Crystal Shards and the volume, like, I didn't know. Like, this thing, it just completely came out of nowhere, these kind of like little, like, weird solo event. And I'm all for it, I like it. I think that it's kind of like, it's great to add these in, but at the same time, I'm like, God damn, it's like I got to do my totals all again, which is kind of annoying, but it is what it is. But yeah, I'm going to do a separate video called, like, total number of Sinister Synergy Crystal Shards, and also taking into consideration what you get from these solo events. So that's the thing with it. It's like you have to expect the unexpected. So the first, as a lot of you know, with the side event, there's quite a bit going on this month. But I am very happy with what I've seen so far. I've been using Apocalypse to get through some of the kind of the grind right here. And one of the kind of like nodes that this particular one has, I don't know if the other ones are going to be similar, is this here, a present for you hero. Now, I haven't really taken a huge amount of heroes on my quest through. But it is what it is. It's fine. I don't think I really need to. And you don't feel overly punished. The health pools as well aren't ridiculously high like they were in the last one. So that is really good to see. And it feels like as well, like this is... Funny enough, I did a raw recording of my grind through this, which I was going to make into this video. But unfortunately, turns out I muted my mic because I've been working on a little kind of project with the Summon Symbiote in various different content. More on that in another video at the weekend, I think. But yeah, I'm just like, I was a bit annoyed with myself, so I kind of can't really show you any of that raw recording because there's no, like, I'm talking to myself and I'm like an absolute weirdo. But in any case, like, maybe I'll kind of find a way to kind of salvage it. In any case, like, getting through this content is a lot more straightforward. Now, I'm going to be kind of like doing here is creating the Horseman Synergy for this, and I've got various other champions to take in against Green Goblin in a moment. The champion has, the first champion, because there's two that you can do right off the bat, it's got Daunting Taunting, which is each time the attacker reaches a bar of power, they are inflicted with a taunt debuff. And then we've got, which doesn't really kind of, I think really kind of means any difference to you as an attacker. And then we've got Langur, which is whenever the power empties it to 0, suffer 240% of the champion's attack as direct damage. Now, what I'm going to try and do is not do any kind of power. And also abilities that burn, drain, or steal power are 50% more effective. And each time the attacker is inflicted with a non-damage debuff, the defender gains a Fury passive. Now, what I'm going to be doing is just use a little... The thing is, I could use Magneto, and I think the name of the game is Don't Throw Specials. However, though, this here, which is a present for you hero attackers gain an indefinite energized passive when the defender activates a special attack, increasing combat rating power by 200%. So basically, you're always going to be getting power. This energize is removed when the attacker's combo falls to 0. But yeah, like Daunting Taunting is each time that the attacker reaches a bar of power, they are inflicted with a taunt debuff for 8 seconds. Opponents that are taunted have their attack rate, but it's like each time the attacker reaches, the defender gets it. Right, okay, sorry. So they have to be thrown, I think. And then Langur, again, just going to reread that because, man, everything's nodes in it. Whenever the power empties to 0, suffer that. Yep. So I guess it's like not make them get power. I don't know. I always get confused with this because there's so many kind of like things here. So I'm going to try and not make the enemy power go to 0. I think probably the best thing to say with that as best I can. And I'm probably not going to throw specials myself, he says. So hopefully this is just an easy process. Although He's just gone to 0 there. We're not going to throw any special attacks, but we are going to go with just the Horseman parry heavy. We're going to slow and steady wins the race. And I'm just going to like block in the special attack SP1. The biggest problem I have with champions, enemy AI, sorry, I should be more specific, is sometimes things don't work out. And what I mean by that is like inputs. So the biggest problem I've had at the moment is inputs with the game, and just like inconsistencies at times when it comes to said inputs. So I'd rather kind of go with once bitten, twice shy, if anybody kind of like knows the reference to that song. I think more so when it comes to these champions here, like look at this, like kind of like just like concentrating, because as I said, like sometimes things don't be working out, and you're kind of looking at it going like, you know, what's the deal here? Is this kind of like the input's good, the input's bad? And as I said, it's always very like slow and steady wins the race, cautious, just making sure everything's fine as we just slowly go through. But it's like just calm, chill, and everything's nice of the world. I like it. Okay, and yeah, like the best thing I say about this is that I think Kabam have learnt lessons from last month when it comes to like, number one, the ability to get through this content, the level of difficulty, and also just like feeling like it's a smooth sailing for myself and a lot of players as well. They want to feel like the process of getting through this content is something they can do, and I can imagine that, you know, like, there's people out there who won't say like, you know, you got to have a challenge, okay, but it's a side quest, and like, you know, recording what I did for like 10 minutes to go through one quest, and then you go back in, it's another one, and you know, it's 20 minutes total to 100% one quest. It's darn sight better than it was last week when it came to like higher hit pools. It just seemed it wasn't fluid. The amount of champions you could use and the fun element, it's just been like really taken away. So I think Kabam have kind of like come back this month stronger. This second quest here is villain attackers are inflicted with an indefinite special lock passive. When a defender feels a bar of power preventing them from using a special attack, the special lock is removed when the defender is knocked down. That's easy. Just do parry heavy, and that's kind of like you're able to kind of get through that. But yeah, like this is this side quest is actually pretty nice. I got no qualms with it. Yeah, I got no issues with it. It's a very kind of straightforward quest. Thoughts in the comment section. Like, what are your thoughts with this month's side quest so far, if you've given it a go? I'm going to be auto fighting through a lot of the lower stuff, especially as a lot of you know, and that's one thing to point out, is that I do welcome people, and I do urge people to do that. There's a good amount of shards on offer, as you can see. That's a high volume of shards on offer for players to grab. Those Sinister Synergy crystal shards will add up over time, even more so when it comes to the solo event, which is on at the moment. And it looks like the Sinister 6 assignments is all about defeat Sinister 6 champions in duels or arenas to earn Sinister Synergy crystal shards. Now, let's quickly find an opponent, just to kind of like say, well, what's the best thing? Because like you could do duels, or you could go in the arena. Arena's kind of like, you know, an option for players. There's not a special arena. That would be something if I've completely missed that they've added in. No, they're not doing a special arena like they did last time, because they did do something similar to that. But let's have a look at some quick kind of like low energy targets or duel targets. And yeah, it's time to get back to like an old like duel target that I did for a previous video. Like, I think it was was it last month or the month before, or several months before, when we had Spider-Man 2099. The target 333 space 24, so this rocket profile pic right here gives a 2-star Vulture. Vulture is part of the Sinister 6, and it is a kind of a good option because you can do it 5 times. Now, I've already used one of my dual targets today because I wanted to test a theory about something, and it turned out to be incorrect. But let's just kind of like check right there. Smash that Vulture out with any kind of like issues whatsoever. With that 2-star going down here, Sinister 6 assignments, you get 500 points a time, and you only get 500 points each time with that. But obviously you have to do it with a Spider-Verse hero, which I didn't check. By the way, I didn't check. I should have done that before. So again, let's just kind of like do this for realsies now, because hey, Richard, you're not using your big brain. So let's try. Let's try and use better brain this time. So 333 space 24, just simple as that. Rocket fight right there. Go and fight that using a Spider-Verse champion. Okay, well I've got a spider. Well, let's just check. Let's just check because sometimes I do these things and I'm be stupid, you know. So on the tags, Spider-Verse heroes. Okay, cool. So I can use him, and I'm gonna like put him right into the mix right there. And hopefully this time I get my 1k points that I should be getting, because hey, I'm smart sometimes. Sometimes sometimes I can read, sometimes I seems like I cannot read. So look, you get 5 duel fights a day for free. The rest of the time you got to use your units. And yeah, that's a good chunk of it just already kind of like bashed out. And I would say, because let's have a look how many rewards of this particular event there is. Total of 28,000 points you got to get. So in you got to do 28 fights in total. So that's kind of like what you get 7 times 5 is 35. So 35 dual target fights will be enough to cover you. So I've made a mistake. Oh, I made a mistake. Doesn't matter. I'm covered. I've got plenty more over the space of the remainder days to next week to get myself and get this done. But I would say, like, if you kind of like are a little bit impatient, you want to get stuff done as well, just arena grind. I think that's probably the best way. Going to shove in some of your Spider-Verse based champions, or just smash them down. You get 500 points a time. It's very, very simple like that. I'll probably put this into more of a kind of like a quick tip video, especially when I'm not being silly with some of the stuff. But yeah, this is all about the side event, the side quest, which is a Sinister Celebration, and really kind of like my thoughts on this. Like, this is the side quest explained video, and just kind of say that it's yeah, it's a straightforward thing. It comes out on a weekly basis. It seems to have all the hallmarks of something that's relatively interesting. It seems like a lot of the champions you'll face off against will be hashtag well, no, hashtag sinister ones, but the hashtag metal. So it could be a good opportunity to break out your Magnetos, break out several champions to take this down, and it's very straightforward. Command have put in some better champions in its place to kind of go like, right, well, you just don't get stupid champions now. It's a case they look more fun and more fair, which is really good on time, and that's what players want. They want pace, they want quickness, they want to get it done, and they want to move on to something else. Especially, you know, in 9 days time we've got the anniversary events coming, and we want to get on the grind and prepare for the gifting event. But what are your thoughts on this particular side quest? Put it in the comment section down below. Keep locked to the channel because we got so many spicy bits of content coming your way. Make sure as well check out some other content located on screen right now, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye for now.